Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about?
Hey.
What's going on?
How y'all doing?
All right. Gonna learn today.
Y'all know, and I'm still like vibing to our new song. I know it's getting like it's new, but it's still like
It's still new.
It's still new.
What you want to talk about?
What you want to talk about? Oh my goodness. So how's everybody doing?
I look bad.
Kim.
What I mean?
Hamburger.
Good gracious. I look like I've been through something today. Okay.
Lisa, she probably should have thought about that prior to, right?
Ooh.
You know what? This is why I love this one right here.
I looked and I said, ooh, I look a little warm.
Listen, this is Kitchen Talk. Welcome. Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
Yes, they do. Super excited to be here. Just one more week.
Mm-hmm.
Doing it. Just one more week. I love this show. I'm not saying that because, I'm the creator and the executive producer, but I really love this show. But I mean, you know what? If you don't love your own baby, who will?
Exactly.
They say it's a poor fraud that don't praise his own pond.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are loving it. Working into it about almost 5 years now. Just
wow.
I know. Where does the time go?
It's not standing still anymore. That's for sure.
It is not. It is moving. And then, we just did 100 shows at the beginning of the year. So excited about that and just excited about seeing where it's going and what it's doing.
Right.
I'm just like, let's just keep the ball rolling. I love it.
Yeah.
Welcome. So this guy, that guy right there. Marvin Scott, Dr. Marvin Scott is probably officially another co-host at this point, huh?
My boy.
Oh, you been on like that, JT?
He been hanging out.
Hey, let me ask this question real quick. Why JT won't come out and tell me, hey, what's going on with that deep voice?
And then there's that other guy. This one is down. That other guy right there. That is JT Plummer.
I was gonna call you JT Money. I'm sorry.
Don't call me JT Money. Not JT Money. Anything but JT Money.
My mind went somewhere else. You know what I'm talking
about? I told you, Freak Nick back at Freak Nick 93. Yeah, I saw that video. That was you.
I promise you that wasn't me. I swear to God, that wasn't me.
Wow. So excited. And then we have the parent snitch, the woman in the know. If you want to know something, you can call this one right here, Miss Kim Black.
Kim Black.
Hey, y'all.
Residential snitch. Man,
that DL Hughley say snitches go home for Christmas.
Yes. shorter time.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A few
But you know,
You got
benefits
out
here
so
and there.
early.
Hey, look, a few benefits here and there. Little
Yeah.
favor.
But you know what I heard one guy say? He says, I'm a poor friend if I put my friend in a position to have to snitch on me.
That's right.
Oh.
He said, if I'm a true friend, he ain't got to snitch. I'll tell
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
So when
But
everybody talking about you snitching and snitches get stitches, he said, no, you're not a true friend. Because your true friend I would never put my friend in the position to have to snitch on me or take a ride for me.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Do your dirt on your own. Don't bring me into it.
He said, if I got something, you gonna know it's mine because I'm gonna have it in my pocket. Ain't no, I don't know who had it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, that's wisdom right there.
Yeah.
But
So
hey,
it's a lot of unwise people out there then, huh?
Uh-huh.
A lot of not friends. You're not no true friend. I got it. Not a true friend. Listen, it is still wonderful Women's History Month.
Yeah.
So we are still celebrating and appreciating all the accomplishments that women have made globally. I won't even say in the US. I'm just gonna say globally because you know we run the world, girls. So
you heard what James Brown said.
What'd you say, JT?
You heard what James Brown said. But I'm gonna follow it up. But what he said after that.
Absolutely.
What he said
But
after.
it wouldn't be nothing.
I know it. We got to have you. We got to have you.
You better recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with that, y'all know we talking about current events today. So
yeah,
we're gonna dig right in. So women's history is being made
right now, right today.
Yes.
Shabana,
so
Kakani,
Judge
Kashaka, Chaka Khan.
What you're not gonna do is mispronounce Miss Judge's name.
No, it was just crazy. Like looking at all the videos that people been posting on Instagram and Facebook.
The internet is
all of these colonizers messing up her name. I was like, wow, bro.
You know they're doing that on purpose. They're doing that on purpose.
You think so?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They did the same thing to VP Harris.
Yeah, they did.
It's a whole poke kind of fun. Like, do you really want this person in? Look how ethnic this name sound and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But let me say this though. You're talking about ethnic names. Sierra, if I say a person's name is Sierra, you would think they were what?
Black.
Yeah. Okay. We were just watching a TV show, and one of the contestants' name was Sierra, and she wasn't black.
Was she Latino?
No.
She was white?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She was extra albino.
Oh, she was younger.
Okay, they got her name from the single.
Yeah, white people starting to throw a few Shibutimas in there too. You know what I'm saying? They a little Shibutima and
yeah.
I've seen one named Lakeisha.
I've seen one named Lakeisha.
I've seen a Kiara.
I've seen a Latanya.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I've seen an ABCD.
You ain't gonna see the
ABCD.
Yeah,
ABCD.
That's somebody's name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's name is ABCD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no.
That's when you wanted to be so far-fetched and so different and out the box, you just do something stupid.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
Yeah. But that ain't no different than naming your child 7.
I know I've seen a 7.
I've seen a 7.
I've seen 2 7s.
But for the record, at least it's a word.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
ABCD?
Jones.
Don't use my family name. Don't use my family name.
What's your name? My name ABCD Jones.
Dada Johnson.
That
Jones,
Williams.
Johnson, or Washington?
Or
Oh
Williams.
my goodness. So I'm watching the hearings and the questioning and all of that, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this beautiful woman with these sister locks, and I'm like,
You seen them?
so
Real excellent.
proud, just so proud. And I'm like, wow, is this really gonna happen?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. They just mad, but it's gonna happen.
I know it's gonna happen, and it's
Mhm.
so wonderful. It's so wonderful to see, to be in this era, to see it in my lifetime,
Mhm.
and just the change that so many people bucked against and fought against and kick against the pricks, that the
Mhm.
change is coming.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
it's happening.
And what I love about it too is, you know, people always want to question your qualifications, but there's no question. You follow what I'm saying? She's more than qualified.
More than.
You know, if you look at some of the other people that you put on, on the Supreme Court, you know, she doesn't compare in the sense of her qualifications are better. And
Absolutely.
so at the end of the day, when they challenge certain things, and again, you want to know how a person would vote. You want to
Yeah.
know there's certain things because this person is going to be on that court for life.
For life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you do want to know, there's certain things you do want to know, and
Yeah.
certain questions are necessary. Sometimes it's not the question that's the problem. Sometimes it's what they say and how they say to get to their question, trying to dig at you, and you know what I mean? But some things are necessary. And in some sense, it's almost like, yeah, do your digging now, because I don't want there to be no conversation later. You know
Well,
what I
once
mean?
it's done, it's done.
It's
Like
done.
it won't be no conversation.
Yeah.
But what I do agree that she is more than well qualified. But what is a little disheartening is the fact that she has to be more than qualified. I think
Yeah.
that's a part that even now in 2022,
Especially
that
a
we
black woman.
still, I think they were putting up like this graphic of the things that the different Supreme Court justices have been a part of or experienced, and she has a check mark for all of them.
Every last one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas the rest of them, they don't. Whatever that was. So it's like this double duty kind of thing. So not just the fact that she's black, but also the fact that she's a woman. So it's
Yeah.
like we gotta put in all of that extra,
Well-
of that extra, just
Yeah.
to get where somebody is.
Well,
Not even to pass them.
yeah. But the thing I think about too is the fact that, and it's sad, it's sad, but she still, we're in 2022 and she's carrying the hopes and dreams of a people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and when we were in school, growing up, we were always taught you can't be just as good.
You got to be better than.
You have to be better.
Mm.
You have to be better. Just as good doesn't count when when the odds are stacked against you. You know what I mean?
They only giving a
But
head
it's
start.
so unfair.
It is unfair,
It
but
is.
but Lisa, that's the way it's been for a long time, and it's no different now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because you got to understand, if she doesn't do well, when's the next one you're gonna get?
Mm.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? When's the next black president that you're gonna get?
Well, he did well, but that don't mean we're gonna get another one.
But again, but the potential is there because he did well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. I was in the Marine Corps, right? And they were not really promoting a lot of our black Marines to higher level, higher ranks, and put them in positions. Of course, some of the blacks that had been there for years, were promoted, but some of the younger guys coming up, they were not being promoted to senior positions. What they did was they promoted a black guy, but they promoted a black guy that we didn't like.
Mm.
and that we as Black Marines felt was unsat. You know what I'm saying? So, or unsat means unsatisfactory. You know, just for so what we had to do as a group, we had to make sure we did things better to make him look good because we knew what the deal was.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
he fails, they would say, well, we put somebody in position and he didn't do well.
Mm-hmm. Like they did with the FSU coach. You gave him a regular team.
Willie Taggart.
No
Willie
real
Taggart.
support. And then when
Mhm.
he didn't, perform a miracle,
Mhm.
because
Out of
that's
there.
what we're supposed to do with our black
Mhm.
girl magic and our other kind of magic and all our strength.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why, when you look at it and you say, why does she have to be better than? It's sad.
Yeah.
But again, that's the thing because she carries the hopes and dreams that another young Black girl,
Mhm.
or female period can say, hey, I can dream and strive to be on the highest court. You know what I mean? I can strive to be the president. I can strive to be
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Because of that, and it's sad to say, but that's what she's carrying.
You know what I found interesting was I think it was a female senator, or it might have just been, I don't even know what I was listening to. But there was one person, a female, that was like, okay, well, we need to slow down because we getting too many women on the bench. I'm like, are you serious right now?
She
Of
just
course
wanted to
they
have
do.
something to say.
Mhm.
I'm like, hello, America is women and men and more women than men. But you talking about we getting too many women on
She
the
just wanted to have something to say.
Nah,
come on.
Yes,
maybe
dumb.
she meant it was getting too dark in the room. I don't know.
That JT.
Well,
No,
no, it ain't
you ain't
dark.
got but 1.5.
I'm
It
sorry.
ain't dark.
Ooh.
Yeah, it
Is
ain't
that,
dark.
hey, listen, that 1.5 is too dark for them.
Listen,
There's
you
still
talking
people that don't want to
you
sit
talking
at the
about you
table.
talking
man.
about current events. You talking about current events. Listen, his wife texting people to overthrow the government.
Who is
Mm.
So
that?
Clarence Thomas' wife.
Huh?
Y'all didn't know that?
No.
Oh man, come on, people. Listen, yes, his wife. They have text messages now where she's texting to fight against the election results and calling Donald Trump a great president, great man.
Is she black?
No,
See, I knew Clarence Thomas was a sellout.
Well, you know what? It's interesting you say that, JT. And it's interesting you just brought that up. I did not know. And I guess I never really researched who his wife was.
Me neither. I thought he was married to his sister.
Judge
Let me say-
Hamilton
She's
is
not no sister.
married to a white man.
yeah, but I'm gonna say this.
Are we feeling some kind of way about that?
He married to a white man?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
married to a white man. Yes.
I'm gonna say this, and I might catch some flack for this.
You ain't gonna
But
catch no flag.
every person that marries somebody of a different race is not a sellout.
That's right.
I'm
Ain't
not
even
gonna
got no
say that.
husband.
I'm not gonna say that. Sometimes, and this is what I tell my sons: you fall in love with who you fall in love with. Now, as a parent, I do have preferences, but one thing you're not gonna do is get me to say no to whoever you fall in love with, because you're gonna fall in love with people who are around you. You follow what I'm saying? He's at a PWI. More than likely, he's
Yeah.
gonna fall in love with somebody. And my son's not a sellout.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying? And my prayer is that he chooses somebody that loves him, and that he loves. Because I try to teach them to understand this: is when you get ready to marry somebody, you don't marry them just because you love them.
You got to marry them.
You marry them because you are 100% sure that they love you.
Mm.
And if he meets somebody that loves God and loves him, I don't care what race they are.
You know, I
So
told my girls, I said, y'all don't bring me home no such and such man. My oldest daughter said, Mama, at this point, you gonna at this point, you gonna get who love me and who I love, and I don't care what color he is. We just gonna have to be glad. When I thought about that thing, I said, well, I guess so at this point. She said, you gonna get what we bring home.
I mean,
You
so
gotta think about that.
But yeah, it was interesting when I saw a picture when they talked about her husband.
yeah. So
I did find that interesting.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I
right.
look at Clarence Thomas different, not because of who he married, but because of his actions, what he stands for.
What he stands for. That's the
You see what I'm saying? Clarence Thomas, you know, when he came in, he wasn't for thing that helped to make sure the playing ground was level. You know, like a lot of people don't understand affirmative action, and because they are told it's a quota system, they just go around thinking it's a quota system, which is not true. It's not true. A company, any company or business, when they have an affirmative action lawsuit against them, then at that point in time, certain things are put in place to make sure their hiring practices include minorities or people of color. But no company has a quota on how many blacks they need to hire or anything like that. Affirmative action never did that. What affirmative action did was make sure that the playing field was level so that people can have an equal opportunity. You got to understand, for example, in the military, and I had a cousin who was a command sergeant major, you know, to be black and at that level in the military, do you know how much stuff he had to go through? You follow what I'm saying? I have a niece that's a captain in the Army. Do you know how much stuff she had to go through? And she didn't always get support from the blacks that were around her because they didn't want to get in trouble with the individuals who were, you know, above them. So I thank God that there were some white officers and people in place who say, hold up, this ain't right. I'm going to say something. Now, you follow what I'm saying? So, you know, so I look at him for his actions and not because of who he married. One of the things that I think, and we're going to get back to women's, you know, women, but one of the things I think about this is when I look at the Underground Railroad, when I look at Martin Luther King and the civil rights movement, I realize that white people put their lives on the line too.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to become what I hate. You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's the thing. I don't want to become what I hate. So I'm not going to look at somebody based on the color of their skin and do the same thing to them that they do to me.
Absolutely.
I'm quiet now.
You know what? Can't stay here. So that is the Dr. Marvin Scott. So since we're gonna take this I'm gonna take this little time right here and let y'all know we are book clubbing it. We are book clubbing it. So we are reading Internal Investigation, A Journey into Your Soul. And we're gonna talk to the author, the Dr. Marvin Scott, on next Thursday, guys. Next Thursday.
That's next week.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I better read the book, you know.
What a plug.
Man, if don't nobody know, you got to know. Come on now.
Read the book, Marvin. Marvin, read the book, please.
Don't forget what you wrote.
No, I got it. I wrote that from the heart, so I know.
Good.
So that's what we're doing. You can find that book on Amazon and purchase it. You got a week. If you haven't, haven't gotten started, you got a week. So let's go ahead and get that done. And I gotta finish reading myself, but I'm well on the way. Well on the way. I can't wait to talk. I got notes in the margin and all of that. So we're gonna get in. We're gonna for real get into it. So let's move on to our next topic. What in the world? I drive a Honda Accord.
Nice car. Very nice car.
Good car. Lasted a long time.
Thank you. It's been good to me. It's been good to me. But I
No
got
more
robbed
than-
What the problem is? What the problem is?
at the gas pump.
Man, look here.
In the world, it took. Yeah, I
How-
put $56 in a
You was
Honda Accord.
Was it full?
It was on the empty. It was a little on the low side.
Still, what was it full though?
Yeah,
think?
I filled it up.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to cut you. I want to talk about math real quick.
I ain't got none when it comes to my dollars going into the gas tank. My math seem to deplete when it come out of my pocket.
Yeah, but see, this is my issue. I got a 17-gallon tank, right? 17-gallon tank.
Oh Lord.
I'm trying to figure out. All right, I don't know what exact numbers is. I'm at a half a tank. 17 gallons.
So that's
There,
eight.
I'm pumping.
About
I go to,
8 or 9. Uh-huh.
I go to the pump at Costco, and I'm sitting here pumping. A 17-gallon tank at a half a tank
Okay.
cannot take 15 gallons.
No,
It can't take 13 gallons.
So what you saying is the pump.
Somebody cheating somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah, that sounds like that.
Well, Costco
And
didn't keep
it
it
was crazy. It
Costco.
was crazy. It was a white dude that was like right next to me. He was like, "Man, this really can't. There's no way that I could put this much gas in my car. You know, I don't. I'm trying to do the math and I was looking at mine and I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, there's no way my tank can take 13 gallons from a half a tank. But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
No, that
No.
is strange. That's
But
strange.
that ain't strange. They cheating you at the pump.
So
Did
you
you-
done jacked up the price and you making the I did see that some years ago on 60 Minutes.
They did that. I think was it 2000. The last time we had high gas prices.
They
Not
did
as
a
quite as high
story
as
on
this.
that.
They did it. Mm-hmm.
That the meter is running more than what the gas,
gas
is
is
that's in
pumping.
there. I have
Yeah.
seen that story before.
Yeah. So you might need to say something.
And I'm gonna tell you, I can tell you, and I know this for a fact. One day, and I know it was stupid of me, I literally pulled the pump out, the handle out, and I squeezed it. And you can see just how much less gas is coming out of there.
Oh yeah, they're regulating that gas now because they don't want to run out. So they're regulating that gas. They're
But
making.
they still
they
can't
got to
cheat
get
you like that. See, that's illegal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's
But the
wrong.
numbers are still going up.
So
Yeah.
you need to you gotta
All
say
you got to
something.
do is go viral, JT. It's called a cell phone. Record and go live. I promise you.
See, they doing that with regular gas.
Yeah.
They ain't doing it with that 92, 93.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
I'm gonna tell you something that I learned also with this whole gas thing. I was actually at a gas station. I talked to the guy that put, the tanker truck driver.
Mhm.
And I always wonder, like, do you put 93 in this tank, 93 in that tank, 80, Nah, he said, no, it's one big tank of gas. And the store adds the additives that makes it 93, that makes it whatever the octane is for that. I was like, wow. So this is what I did. I had a talk with a wise man who was a mechanic. And what I do, my vehicle takes 93, right?
Octane boost in it. All you got to do is get on the 87, put a can of octane booster in there, and
you
get
got
some of
93.
that Lucas, or get
Yes,
some
ma'am.
Lucas and put it in there. You good?
I cleared out the whole shelf in Walmart.
Mm-hmm. No, he's telling the
Bought-
truth.
I bought every last one of them. I filled my car with regular gas and I put one of them octane boosters in there.
Yep.
You take it. Now think about this. If you're gonna pay over $50 to fill up your tank, a case of STP octane boosters, a case of them costs like $50 on Amazon. Get you a case of them and use regular gas. and use them octane boosters. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. I thought the 93 had a filter on it as well. Hey, listen. You gotta tell me twice. Now, but you know the funny thing about it though is I had a Cadillac Escalade truck, the EXT. Love that truck. Anyway, if I put regular gas in it, it would know.
Yeah.
It would
My
know.
car is the same way. It will not run right.
Man. But I would have to then put some gas treatment in there or something in there to and
Get
then
the Lucas. I'm telling you, get the Lucas.
listen, you ain't gotta tell me twice.
Oh yeah.
I have been told.
I be driving for a long time.
Listen, now look, don't look at me funny when I pull up to the gas tank in my car. And you'll be like, wait a minute, he got this kind of car? I'm gonna say JT said.
JT said.
Now JT, if it don't work, you gonna go to the Range Rover dealership and fix my get the car fixed.
No,
Hey,
he's not.
Exercise your con. Look, exercise
the way my pocket set up, I don't know.
See, you got to check it in the savings.
Yeah.
So then basically you saying do that at my own risk.
At your own risk.
Do that at your
I
own
know.
risk.
It's working for me.
It worked for me.
Yeah.
Oh man. So now you got me nervous now.
It
See,
works for me.
Hey, if I had to take that Range Rover to the dealership to get it fixed, you know.
But you got to think about it. When I watch the big tankers put the gas in the ground when they're doing it, there's no separation on that big tank for the gas.
No,
they,
it's
just
not.
they just fill up each of the tanks that's in the ground with the same gas.
Yeah.
They do have a so they don't have like
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, that's one big tank full of
One
gas.
big
One
tank.
big tank full of gas. When
Like
they
I just
fill up
said.
they fill up one of the drums in the ground. They move to the next one, fill it up. It's the same gas.
Like I just said,
Hold on.
the truck driver told me that the gas station adds the additives that makes it 93.
Now let me make sure, because see, y'all saying it, but I want to make sure Lisa got it because so Lisa, at the gas station, it's not one big tank. At the gas station, it's 3 separate tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One tank for regular, one tank for mid-grade, and one tank for super.
Yeah.
Now, I thought, this me too. Now, as a matter of fact, at one point, I thought that mid-grade, they didn't have a tank for mid-grade. The way it looked to me, like mid-grade was a combination of regular and 93.
no, I know that is 3 tanks there. I'm talking about the tank that bring it.
That's
Oh,
one
that's
big
only
tank
one.
of truck.
One truck.
One big tank.
Same gas.
Same
gas.
gas. Same
When
gas on the same
When
day.
he opened that spout, he turned it one time to open that spout. He turned it around and out of that hose, he don't go back and say, okay, let me cut this out. No, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna
What's
add
up,
my
man?
own
Presley
additives.
Moist,
I
how
can add
you
my own
doing?
additives for the cheap. I can add my own additives for the cheap because they're not gonna spend the money to get the additives to add to the gas. They're just gonna make you think that's what it is.
Exactly.
Especially in times like this where the gas is already high. The gas is high for them too to get it in.
This
Mhm.
is why it is a particular station that has a different kind of grades, right? So it's the station like they want you to shop at Shell because Shell has a special 93 booster or whatever, or BP
The
has
B-Tech.
That's what they tell you. Yeah, that's what they tell you.
okay, but the truck that's coming is giving you regular
Have 87
80,
all day long.
87 gas.
All the way through.
It's probably 80. It probably ain't even 87.
This is an interesting time for me to log on. Y'all talking
Right.
It's about gas.
The funny thing about all of that is that we don't get all of our gas from Russia. So why did the price go up?
Because
I'm trying to tell you, France. I'm sitting there like, what this got to do with anything Russian?
Right.
That's what I've been trying to figure that out too. Like, why? First of all, even before that, I want to know why was my gas creeping up to even $3 a gallon?
On the
And
top
now
of the
you talking
rumor
about
of
over
war.
$4
On the
a
rumor
gallon.
of war.
First of all, I'm mad that gas ain't under $2 a gallon anymore.
Lord Jesus, listen, man. I'm gonna say, and I don't want to sound old, but all y'all in here probably older than me. When I got my first car, gas was $1.87. Man, hey, listen, me and that 89 Ford Tempo was rolling all the time.
Wait.
Listen.
Hold up. Your first car was a Ford Tempo?
Ford Tempo.
That was my first car.
I got y'all beat. What you know about a Chevy Spectrum?
Look, my mama had a Chevy Spectrum. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to cut nobody off again. I learned how to drive a Chevy Spectrum, and that's all my mama had was a stick. So I learned how to drive a stick before I learned how to drive an automatic. Yeah.
So my first car was a Honda Civic, and the gas was 99 cents. 99 cents a gallon. And I told my friends, if you want to ride, it's $5.
What? Man, fill that joker up. Whoa, Lord.
You know what? You was making money.
$5. Oh man, we was all over the city, man. Everywhere, you name it. But
Man,
it doesn't explain why the prices went up. I know
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand.
Well, because gas prices are based on global supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have supply globally going down because we're cutting off a certain percentage, then overall the price begins to go up. Now we can do more about that, but as America, we sometimes fight against. In other words, we can do more drilling offshore to produce more of our own gas. But after that BP spill, it's like, nah, we ain't going back to that, because we would rather pay to get gas from somewhere else than to produce it here. And we do that also for trade relations. It's like the reason China has so much, and we do because of trade relations. Right. And it's like we can make a lot of the stuff here, but again, if we make it here, it's going to be a lot more expensive because we're not doing that type of labor where you're gonna make it for $2.
Right.
$2 an hour.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The other thing that we could do is move into where we need to move into, which you're seeing now, which is the electric. Just about everything is moving electric. All of these major companies that used to be gas haulers, gas guzzlers, they got their own electric line now. So we need to get into that part of technology where we can stop depending on the gasoline. I don't think it'll ever go away with some of the stuff that we need, but we could reduce it, right? By purchasing cars and things that don't need the gas anymore.
And who can afford a Tesla?
With the government subsidies, you can't afford a Tesla.
You know, if I wanted to buy a car right now, I probably could put a little something on it.
I don't want to be bothered with the computer going down and breaking down. Man.
But this is my thing. I thought about an electric car.
What?
And this is my thought process to it. Right now, one, I hate the gas prices, but you know what I like? I like the fact that I can go to a gas station, and it's rare to find a pump that's moving slow. You can find a pump that's moving slow, but it's rare. I like the fact that in five minutes, I can have my car filled up and gone. You know what I'm saying? With an electric car, how long does it take to get a full charge? You see what I'm saying? The other thing is technology. They're slowly starting to get around to where you have a lot more charging stations. Yeah. But right now they don't have a lot of charging stations. No. And so, but as technology goes and you get more charging stations, and not only that, battery lives on the cars are lasting longer. It would be a good idea to potentially get you an electric car. So my thought is, as we move further in that direction, and because then too the demand for them, the supply of them will be higher. So with that being said, and the competition to be there, so I think that'll help with the prices as well. Right now, there's not a big competition You got Tesla, and then you have the other car companies slowly making their electric cars. But as these companies produce more and more electric cars and the competition goes up, you know what I mean? Then I think that'll slow the price down. It's not gonna bring it down, but I think it'll slow it down some.
Mhm.
Well, you know, now too, they have charging stations at home.
Yeah,
So
but
you
what
can
I ain't talking about at home. I'm talking about if I'm on the road.
Yeah.
that's
I
the
need
big
to feel good.
Yeah, and I
know
got to
that-
map out my route to somewhere that's going to have a charging station for me to be able to charge.
Yeah,
Then I got to
that right
sit
there
there
ain't gonna
and
work
wait
for
for
me.
my car to charge so I can get
Yeah.
over, get my give me that gas, give me them 5 minutes, let me get on the road.
Yeah, I stopped in.
That's another opportunity too. So we gotta look at it that point in terms of investing. We talked about this all the time. Hey, we need to start investing in the future, in the what's gonna happen next. We can't just sit in what's happening yesterday because by the time it comes up, it's gonna be too late. So this is the time to start investing in those companies that are going to be putting up those new electric stations, charging stations, and stuff like that. So we're on the ground floor. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Remember this date, 3/24.
Yeah, Lucent Technologies.
It's available to us, so we can't wait for them to do it, and then be like, "Oh, what about us?" We ain't.
Yeah, I'm just saying. If you talking about investing,
I'm gonna just get a bicycle.
You
should already have one, Black.
I do. The tires flat. I'm gonna get me a damn car because I ain't doing none of that. I want to smell my gas. I wanted to run over and spill over my hand. I got to put some sanitizer on it. I don't need nothing to be looking at that big old screen, and then if some breakdown, you got to wait on. No.
Oh God, I can't. I
feel like I don't know if I want an electric car because I feel like iRobot is gonna turn.
Thank
on
you.
Me.
I don't need to know everywhere I go.
Man, Sunny ain't gonna bother with you.
Hey, listen, the cars that you have now, they can
you
already
are
do
experiencing
no, they
a
don't.
car
No,
accident.
they don't. They don't do that in my car. They don't know I'm going in my car.
You still driving that Pinto? What you driving?
I like them too.
My
mama had a Pinto.
What? Boy, nigga, you took me back right there.
That's the spaceship right there. The Pinto was that was too.
If you don't have a classic, if you got something that got a chip in it, they can follow you. They know where you at. And guess what?
About them knowing where I'm at. I just like I want to be able to drive my own car. I don't want it to be able to take over for me.
Even without the car, they got you on your cell phone. They know where you at.
No, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I mean, it's already, I'm already used to it. Already used to having a thought, and then the ad pop up on the phone just from my thought.
Yeah, just from the all you have to do is say something around somebody and say, "Hey."
Not even say it, Kim.
Thank you.
Not even say it. Just think it.
Yeah, is that crazy?
It is.
Listen, did y'all already talk about Brown Jackson?
Yes, we did.
Oh, you late. Man, what you got to say? And we ain't gonna have no long discussion. All we
started that one out the gate. We started that one out the gate.
What you got to say, Franz?
One, it's an interesting time in our history. It's definitely an interesting time. I think she's a great candidate. What I'm not liking is the names, the different names they gave her, like from every network. But that's not new. They've been doing that.
They do that on purpose.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
We did talk about that. Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm gonna be a little controversial right here.
Oh, here we go.
I can't do it.
Nah, buddy.
We already did it. So go ahead and say.
Hey, go ahead and channel in your inner JT and say it.
Yes.
Say it.
I can't do it.
We know what you're gonna say. We already talked about it. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What y'all talk?
No. You got to say it.
Hey, what you gonna say? The only reason she made it because she got a white man on the arm.
Is that what you know? We already talked about that too.
So, I have no qualms with that. But if you see there's a pattern,
Kamala Harris.
And you see it in our vice president. Mm-hmm. Now it's her. And I have no issues with that, right? But I do have an issue that we've talked about on the show, which is the elimination of the black man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
So-
Okay,
and
so do you have this same issue when a black man in power has a white wife? Are you worried about?
I agree with that too. We talked about that.
Because
last week.
that's more common than
Than
a
it
powerful
was
black
with a
woman
woman.
having a white man.
It is, but again, it goes back to what we've talked about before in terms of the black community as a whole and the
Okay,
black
fix it,
family.
fix it.
You know,
'cause
as a whole.
just
So
a minute ago,
agree
you were
with you.
saying the black man.
No, it goes both ways.
I
Okay.
think
But
I
in
think
this particular case, we're seeing it over and over again.
I think too. The thing is this, and it's an indictment in a sense too against black men and being in professional positions. And I say that from the standpoint of if you go to any university right now, college or university, there are going to be more black women,
Mhm.
institutions of higher learning than black men. Okay. Now we talked about identifying what is a good man, and a good man has nothing to do with education. Has nothing. You follow what I'm saying? Those
Yep.
different things.
Yep.
However, I think when you start looking for someone that looks like you in the area that you're in, somebody that's your contemporary, it becomes hard to find in some situations
Yeah.
enough options for individuals that look like you. You follow what I'm saying?
As a woman,
Huh?
as a woman.
Or man. In other words, when a woman, think about it, at Harvard, what do you think are the numbers of black professional men that she's going to see that's going to give her the options?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she didn't see any,
Yeah.
but she should have the right to have options to be able to choose from more than a couple.
But who's to say we don't know that she had more than just a couple of options? Just because she was working at Harvard and she was around those people all the time, that particular group of people all the time, does not mean that she did not go outside the box and go into other areas and meet other people. That was her preference. She went with what loved her and what she loved.
And that's true. But again, I think also it's about proximity. Who do I come in contact with? You follow what I'm saying? And you got to understand, in the area that she's in, she probably was introduced to more white individuals, and her friends probably say, "Hey, I know somebody who would be great." You know what I mean? And so forth. So again, I think the thing is this. You know, when I think of like being professional, and again, that's even changing now to say what is professional, but young black men, we're looking at, you know, the rap game, you know, the hip hop, being a mogul, doing X, Y, and Z. And then when you have somebody who says, you know, I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, so forth and so on, and they're looking for someone in that same arena, the choices become fewer.
Okay, so I have this piece. So think about this relationship. Clarence Thomas, going back to Lisa's point, married somebody outside of his race, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people will say, but Clarence Thomas don't really have a clear handle on the black community.
Yes, he did.
We talked about that too.
He mad because we took his card
Yeah,
a long time ago.
I'm hoping that this doesn't happen in the same essence with Ms. Brown Jackson, that you are so far removed in terms of, okay, your education, your background, that you may miss some of the day-to-day, some of the issues that you probably don't know because you're not in that sphere. Going back to what you said, Dr. Scott, you're not in that sphere where you're meeting, you know, certain men.
I think she's different though. I think she's different. And the reason I think she's different because she had parents that rooted and grounded her.
Oh, yeah, and I saw that too, especially with the two parents that went to HBCUs. So yeah, but
she's a Delta. Come on now.
Listen, I feel that too. Kamala's a Delta.
No,
Hey, hold on.
And to me, you know, I'm all out for every day. I'm Greek, period. I'm Black power, period. But people get lost in the sauce,
I don't think she got lost.
and especially politicians. So I'm rooting for it. I want to see her win. I want to see her get to that position. But I definitely want to see the outcome.
Yeah.
For the long term, you know, what's going to happen? How are you going to really push changes? Speaking of Clarence Thomas, that might be another seat. So are you going to put another Black woman, another Black male in that seat? If he does pass away or doesn't, he can't do the job anymore. It's going to get a little crazy. It's going to, because I think a lot of times we say, well, this is how Black America looks. No, that's not how Black America looks. Black America still is Black male, Black female, married with kids, still working the grind day to day, and all spectrums now too, from wealthy, middle class to lower. They grinding. So although society is not showing us this, it does exist, and we should be represented. That's all I got to say. I was excited when you said we're going to talk about it. I like, oh yeah.
And we did talk about her. I was excited to see her as well. And just like even what Cory Booker said, his whole comments, I was like, you just smooth told them off about this racial stuff without even saying the word racial. It was so smooth.
Yes.
It was so smooth.
I look. Yes, Cory. Yes.
Right.
Come on, Cory.
And I was a little worried at first when he first got started. I was
You remind me of
what is he about to do? Is this gonna help her or is this gonna hurt her? But I was like, okay, Cory, you said that. I ain't mad at you. She was struggling to keep it together, but
she did good.
As long as you say you remind me of my G, I'm good.
She did a great job of responding to the rhetoric and the craziness that they were throwing out at her.
Yeah.
What church you go to? What that got to do with the price of liquor?
The composure. I listen. I learned a lot from her composure.
Yes. She held it down.
She did.
She held it down. But I do think, again, that may have given her some points. We got to get past it. We got to get past it. I'm sorry. I'm representing the black man. I'm representing the black man.
Her having a not black husband.
I'm representing the black man because I'm a black man. And very soon I'll have black men, kids of my own, like Dr. Scott. And they got to be represented. We cannot be put in the dark. The strong black family is a black father, black mother, black babies,
have
even
you
a black dog.
Outspoken about this?
Huh?
You a little.
Have you always been this?
That's what I've been saying. I've been saying it since we started Kitchen Talk.
Okay, because I just need to make sure, because again, we see it more on the other end, where a black man in power has a white wife, or a black man with money
Yeah.
Well, and again, it's we have to get down to the reasons of why. And with that being said, a lot of things we're not going to know why. You know what I mean? Some of it is about in vicinity. Some of it is dealing with, like, again, I'll give you an example, right? So like when my boys were young, and they were going, they went to a private school, all black school. And then when they got 4th and 5th grade, because we were going to move them, the school at that time didn't have middle school. So we were going to move them out and moved into a predominantly white school, public school, for middle school. So what we did was 4th and 5th grade, so that they would meet some people and have some friends, we moved them to a public school. Then, so they got to 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and they're going to school. And one of the things they would come home and say, the black girls are loud, right? And because my thing is this, I don't care who you fall in love with. What I don't want is for you to be prejudiced against your people that look like you.
There it is.
So
There it is.
I explained to them, I said, what you're saying is the black girls are loud, but I said, well, every time we're around, the white girls are loud as well. The difference is when the white girls are loud, it's everybody because they're the majority. When you look at the black girls, you say it's them because they're the minority. And I said, the other thing is, could they be getting loud trying to get your attention because you're not paying attention? And so then you start looking at the fact that their friends, they had some black friends, but they had white friends. And they had more white friends at the school than black friends. And so now you like what they like because you want to get approval from your what? From your friends.
From your friends, correct.
And so, so those are the things that the conversation that I had to have with them so that they can look at every girl as an individual and not look at them and saying, oh, all black girls are loud because, those girls doing it the same thing too. You follow what I'm saying? So now looking at it from the standpoint of what type of person do you like? Not based on their color, but based on how they treat you, right? So then that gets into another thing that we have to deal with, and it's the fact that black girls and black boys are grown up in communities where the girls, look, if you sit back and let somebody run over you, you know what I mean? You got to learn how to speak up.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to
hold that back.
If you grew up in the project, you got to learn how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now here it is.
So
now here it is. You got a young black guy who's not mature enough to understand these things, and he's dealing with a black girl who says, "I ain't putting up with your foolishness."
Right.
Negro, I'll fight you.
You said something that's so important, which is we got to pay attention, right? And as a society, as a community, we definitely have to pay attention to what they're showing as this is a strong family. This is what a black unit looks like or a family unit looks like, because they're not going to tell you your story. They're going to tell you a version of their story. So it's important that we say, nah, there are a lot of black men here. They're here. They're available to you. And yes, the Black Queen, she's strong. So regardless of what they tell you, this, she, that, she's strong. And you need to accept that. So again, we take on what society says versus what we should be looking at, Doc. And you said it right. You got to pay attention.
But I think you got to understand this too, though. A man who's weak, and I'm not necessarily saying he's weak physically, but he's bruised or wounded. A weak man don't necessarily want a strong woman.
And here's the crazy part. Because of how society is set up, you have a lot of these young men who come from families that are broken. Now they are weak because they didn't have the male there. And because again, society said you don't need them. We talked about this last week. You don't need the black man no more. You can do this on your own. You strong enough. That is incorrect. That's bad.
We go out here, we make so many mistakes, man, trying to be a black man. We got to go out here
being a black man.
Yeah.
Let's not discount that. That's what I wanted to say. I mean, Barack was one, but Barack was not even one, really. We need to really start looking at digging deeper into the black diaspora to say, okay, at this point in America's history, we should be so much further along.
Yeah. But I mean, man, but again, we talked about this before. How long does it take for that pill to get out of the system?
Oh,
you know what I mean? And JT, you said something, trying to be black versus what Kim said, just being black. The problem is this: we really understand what it means to be black? Is it because of what we do, or is it because of just who we are?
Right.
You know what I mean? I had this conversation with my son today, and just talking about it. And I said, man, you don't have to try to be great because you are.
Correct.
If you just be you, then greatness automatically shows because that's who you are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What we've done is we have belittled our greatness down to a fashion,
Yep.
to a style, to how we do our hair.
Yep.
To, you know what I'm saying?
To a
And so
fad.
think about this. If we see a white person sagging or has a certain style of talking a certain way, what we're saying, oh, they're trying to be black. When
Yeah.
that's not who we
It is.
are. We're so much more than a style. We are creative people. Just by being who we are, we create. And so it's really getting back to the place where we understand who we are, and I don't have to try to be black.
Mhm.
I just live.
Yeah.
And I understand that who I am will come out of me, and everybody will see it. But
Yeah.
again, you ain't hear that from me because I ain't want to gossip.
I mean, if we sit around and try to define what it is, you can't put a definition to it.
I'm being black, baby.
That's why I use the
You
ER.
cannot
That's why
put a
I use
definition
the
to it. You
ER.
just gotta be who you
You
are.
just gotta be.
Period. And I think we run into the problem because there is so much systematic racism that we have to say or try to define our own selves. And I don't think it's so much as us defining ourselves as black, more so as it is trying to prove that we are human beings.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that every year you got to vote on a constitution that says black people can vote or black people can do this or we are no longer 3/5 of a human or whatever that has to be ratified or whatever it is for the Constitution. And so that's where our real problem comes in.
Correct.
We label it as black, but we are every day trying to prove how human we are.
Correct.
And the crazy thing about it is so many other people have rights based on what we fought for.
Correct.
And those people don't even acknowledge it.
No.
I mean, think about this. White women, I ain't talking about black women, I'm talking about white women couldn't vote.
Yep.
But because of civil rights, they were given the right to vote.
Mhm.
Yep.
Think about this. Affirmative action wasn't just for minorities, for blacks. Affirmative action helped women too, white women.
Mhm.
You follow what I'm
It
saying?
helped them more than it helped us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, so what I'm saying is when we look at the greatness of who we are, I don't have to put on a show and try to be anything else but just be me.
Yep.
But like you said, the systematic racism has got to a point where I don't really like being me, or the type of me that is calm, cool, collective. I look down on that because now if I can't get you to like me, I'm gonna get you to fear me.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, but that's a whole, like I said, that's a whole nother story for
It is. Oh my
Another day.
goodness. Like y'all, I knew it was gonna be hot in the kitchen today. I just knew it. I already knew.
I love the fact that I wasn't here and y'all addressed those same issues. So it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me.
It was not just you.
I ain't really want to say nothing, man,
we,
but
got to say something. We got to do something, and we got to start raising our young men and our young women to be in the position to be the next justice, to be the next president, to be the next, and have no qualms about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But think
I
about
don't think so much. I think that we are raising them. And I think that we've always raised us to do this, to be this, we're intelligent beings, intelligent, creative beings. We could have been president a long time ago. So I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is changing the mindset of the powers that be. That's
what I was getting to. That's exactly what it is. Again, remember I told you this before, back to Dr. Akbar. They already programming you. You don't even know that they're programming you. On TV, they call it regular scheduled programming. When you look at some of these TV shows, what do you see? White man, black woman, black man, white. They doing it, and unconsciously, you're taking that stuff.
Wait a minute, and same-sex marriages.
Correct.
Listen. I ain't want to say nothing, but you know,
we got to pay attention to what's happening so that we can again make the difference. Hey, you do what you do, but at least, as they say in the church house, as for me and my house, we gonna serve the Lord.
Yeah, but that goes back
It's
to
a man and a woman.
It's a terrible. I'm sorry, Marvin. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
It's a terrible mindset that
Correct.
needs to be addressed, changed, brought out into the light, brought out into the open. And I say that because I wanted to move to our next one, even though we're a little bit over, how a black teller can decide that this man is robbing the bank.
you ain't supposed to have this kind of
All you
money
had
in
to
the
do
bank.
was look up his bank account and see that he got the money in there. But you go to your supervisor and say, black dude over here about to rob the bank. And y'all
It's a nigga out here got too much money in his
ain't
account.
nobody checking on ID.
Listen,
Come on.
they already
I don't even.
It's a
Implant
brainwash. Like you
brainwash.
saying, France, is a programming.
I don't want to speak
Sister,
on it.
my sister. You looked at this man and was like, oh, yeah. You ain't got that kind of money in here. Let me go ahead and
You talk
Now-
about
now-
selling that. No.
Now look, I'm gonna say it this way. Now, the brother gave her a note saying, "Let's be discreet."
okay.
She ain't know who he was. All she
She
saw was that
did
note.
not. Let me tell you why she did.
He had
Every
to have given
Bank
her
of
some kind of
America,
ID or
you
something.
have to give your card. Not
Yeah.
only you get it, you gotta put your
She,
card.
come on, she ain't see Wakanda Forever.
She ain't that shelter.
Man, I'm trying to tell
That's
you.
my little credit.
So
Look,
that's what I was
That's
saying.
my little credit. She
But
knew
my
who he
point
was
is-
when he gave
That's
her
what-
that card. When
Why
gave
wasn't
her
he
that
given the
card,
benefit of the doubt?
And his
wasn't he
name
given
was
the
Ryan
benefit of the doubt?
Coogler.
I can't
Why
even
she
give her the
just
benefit of the
I get
doubt.
her little computer and say, oh, okay, yeah, you got this money.
Yes,
Guess what?
that's
When
it.
she
That's
did him
it.
like that, I have revoked her card.
Listen,
You go on over
and
there and
you
play with
see,
them.
you see that same
He the
mindset,
dictator.
that same type of mindset, Clarence Thomas. That's that same type of mindset. You're not even in tune with what's happening.
Yeah.
This dude is a multi-millionaire.
And
you-
instead of you checking his account, because he had to give you either he gives you a withdrawal slip or he tells you his name and gives you his account number, because there are a lot of people who are going paperless. So you give them the information, you tell them this is the account I want to take the money out. You give them your ID. Listen, they see you got the money in the bank and you get the money out. So
They
I
still,
mean-
even after all of that, she still could not even in her mind think that this black man
Supposed
got
to
this
have.
amount of money to come out of the bank.
so
See, that's what I'm trying to say.
we're
Again,
programmed.
let me tell
We're
you
programmed
another
to not
piece,
even
Doc.
trust ourselves.
If it was a white woman,
Exactly.
a black woman, or a white man, they would not
It
have
wouldn't have
that
been no
problem.
question.
No
It would have had
question.
no question.
But
Especially if
because
it was a white
black
man, it would have been no question.
Come
It would have been,
on.
yes, sir.
I'm telling you, Doc. That's the
In
kind of
her
craziness.
case, he'd
And
been,
then
yes,
we
sir.
got- I guess the most dangerous part was you call the police and it could have went a whole nother way.
It could have
And
went.
that's not even the dangerous part. The dangerous part is that this is not the first time that has happened.
Yeah, that is
What you
true.
would call it? Who owns the hotels? Howard Johnson, I believe, went into his own hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and they did not even know it was him. Called the police. Come on now.
I didn't
His
know about
And
that one.
everybody will have a new job that night.
Well, I don't know if they'll have a new job, but I know they won't have one.
Yeah,
No-
they
no-
had to
no
go.
job.
They had to go. I would. Oh, they'd be so mad because I would close. I got enough money to close it down, right? Because it's mine. I own several. I would
Mhm.
close that particular one down that night.
Listen, it
Give
is a
everybody their money and
mindset
start
that
over.
if this, I saw something recently on social media. Young black man has a exotic car. He goes to Miami for the weekend with his friends. In his car, he is strapped. He has a permit for his weapon. Everything is legit. The guy working the door, one of the bellsmen, sees that he has a gun. The whole thing went south. They called the police. They did this. They did that. He's like, you don't need to own one of these cars. You don't need to own this gun. It's that type of mindset. For a black man to have this, it's a problem. For a black man to have power, to be in position, it's a problem. You can't be this dark
And have
and
that.
be in a position of president, vice president, executives without somebody questioning
Yeah.
who you are, where
Yeah.
you got it from, how
Yeah.
you got there.
Yep.
And that goes back to
If you in your own community, you get away with it. But once you strike out of that community,
Well,
even then they
maybe.
question you. You're right. Even then they question.
I was
they
gonna
say-
say, dude, in Atlanta. Come on, Atlanta is the black mecca. Ain't
It's
hardly
something.
nothing but black
What do you
folks
say?
in Atlanta.
We are
Yeah.
being programmed even now.
Yeah.
And if we don't pay attention to what's happening, we fall into the Willie Lynch situation without them even having to whip you once.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They've already changed your mindset. And
Yeah.
we just walking around, oh, no.
Yeah. It's the
We got
mindset.
to get on it, and we got to
Yeah.
get on it fast, or we will be behind.
yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is this: we're already behind,
Correct.
and the thing becomes, how do you change it? Because they've been programmed so much. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like even with social media. I mean, think about this, right? So with social media, people are not programmed to respect money. They're programmed to buy things,
Yep.
because we're still programmed to say a bunch of money and a bunch of expensive cars and watches and all those things are levels of success. You follow what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now, I do understand that when you have a level of money, you get what you want to get.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? But we've been programmed to think that it's not about having the money, it's about having the things that money can buy, and those things depreciate. And so we're programmed in so many ways. You know what I mean? We're programmed to say, if I'm a real black person, then we're gonna say, oh, you're a real N. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then what is a real N?
Yeah.
How does that person act? Would you want your daughter to marry one of them? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And so when you start talking about Franz, when you start talking about what the family look like and things like that, those are level of programming that we gotta undo. Because I don't have any daughters, but the young ladies that are like my daughters, I can tell you right now, I don't want them marrying nobody that call themselves a real.
Right. Right.
That's not what I want my daughter to marry.
But again, Doc, that's what they've been programming to our young boys. To be a real man, this is what you got to do.
But this is what
Not
I'm
be
saying.
responsible. You like you said, we have to have material things versus the values that we used to have and we should have to ensure that, again, our community continues to grow stronger and stronger.
But what I'm saying is this: part of that programming is coming from our own community.
Correct. Correct.
Because we've been chasing money, and we will put out and say anything and do anything if that's going to get us play and get us and can cause us to get money, so that we can then fake like we got all this stuff. And so I'm sorry.
It ain't that way. We still cannot say that it's that way just fully across the board. Because
No, it's
there
not.
are some people that are doing it right. There are some people that, some of us that are, raising our children in the right way. There are some of us who understand. And so to me, it's just as much us looking at, what what the media puts out, what we get to see. But I can almost rest assured that it's more of us that's doing the right thing.
I
than
agree.
it is doing the
And
wrong
that's
thing.
the problem, Lisa, because they're not showing you more of us that are
Well,
doing the right
and they're
thing.
not gonna do
They're
that.
not
We have
showing
to
you
do
the
that.
family, Dr.
We
Scott's
have to do
family,
that. We have to
Miss Black
do that.
family.
We have to do
We got
that.
to do it. Correct.
Yeah, we got to
have
show
to
it.
got to
do
do
that.
more.
So we got to show it with shows like this, with Kitchen Talk. We
Yeah.
got to show it with us becoming more of the storytellers, which we
Yep.
are now, right?
Right,
So
right.
we have to be the ones that really, put it out there and show,
Yeah.
the world, or even,
Correct.
and we don't even have to go that far to the world. We can just show us,
Correct.
show us in our community,
Correct.
show us in all of this. So we didn't get to the war, which we was gonna try to dig into.
We did. We touched on it with the gas.
Yes, that's enough.
We didn't get into that, but we are 15 minutes over, which I do love about this platform, because Marvin get to talking. He just like Marvin and France be like, and they just take us over like this all the time.
Wait, I thought we were gonna talk about lot lizards too.
I just hope JT ain't taking none home as pets. That's all.
What is that again?
A lot lizard.
When I found out what it was, I was like, well,
Yeah.
I hope we're not taking none home.
Lot lizard.
Truck drivers have to deal with those.
Yeah, truck
Yeah.
drivers deal with those.
Yeah,
They
I
had to-
didn't
they
know
be in the
till-
parking lot.
till Tim put me on game, then I knew, and
I
I just
told
started
Lisa, I said,
praying.
you
I was
want to know
like,
what a lot lizard is?
I hope JT taking home a lot lizard as a pet. I really do. JT, you all right? Everything good?
Well, everything good over here, player.
Pets.
Ain't none of them pets coming to my crib. Ain't coming to my crib, getting in my truck or none of that. No, man.
Woo! Listen, this has been Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversation
Conversation
Snack.
Snack.
Good.
That's what they do, and we have definitely cooked up a good one tonight. I'm so tickled pink.
I don't want to tell y'all what I'm thinking about.
You didn't know he didn't know what a lot lizard was?
Well, I didn't know either until you told me so. But anywho, we are so glad that you joined us tonight. If you are watching us on Facebook, hit the like button. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Never miss another show. We are going to be right back in next Thursday, 9 o'clock. We're going to be talking to this really, really cool guy, Dr. Marvin Scott, about this wonderful book that he wrote that we digging into. We are book clubbing it, I'm trying to tell you. So if you have not purchased yet and you still got a little time to read it, it's not a very long read. I will say that. But, you got a little time. If you could dedicate to it, you still got a little time. Go to Amazon, purchase the book, and then join the conversation next Thursday. Good night, everybody.
Good night.